Okay, I want to show you one of Don's most unusual licks, and I've been asked a lot about this lick over the years, and I thought I had put it in a video already, but I guess it was probably in a longer video and I just put it in the middle of it somewhere. So I wanted to give this lick its own video, so I decided to put it in the RENO-VATIONS series that I've been doing, so it's easier to find for people. But it's a really unusual and cool lick. And I call it the tumble lick because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like your fingers are kind of tumbling down the strings. And I'll play it for you here and you'll see what I mean. Let's see. I want to put it in context. So I'm going to play a little bit of Salty Dog Blues and I'm going to throw this in there so you can see how it's put to use. So. All right. I missed it a little bit in there, but I think you get the basic idea, and I'm sure you've heard him do that, or a variation of that, because what I'm going to show you is pretty much the basic lick itself. Don did a lot of variations of this where he would add a few more pull-offs and a few more extra notes and things, but we need to get the basics of it first. So what's happening here is very similar to a lot of the other brush licks that I've already taught, based out of a barred shape. Your basic brush licks that I've taught in other videos, stuff like that. So that's all based out of this barred shape, and we're using double stops, brushing two strings at once with the thumb, and we're laying our fingers flat across two strings to play those double stops. So what he's doing here is he's coming up to the 7th fret, and we're going to brush down on the first two strings. So the first and second strings, we hold that down, lay your finger flat, put your hand across the bridge back here to mute the bridge a little bit, and we're going to brush down with the thumb. All right? We're brushing those two strings with the thumb, and then we're going to come up with the first finger and hit the first string, so it adds that little bit extra notes in there. So then we're going to lay our fingers flat on the 6th fret on the first and second strings, but hold down the 5th fret behind it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a double stop pull off. So we're going to pull off two strings at once. So, all right. So I'm pulling off the 6th fret to the 5th fret. So it's important to hold the 5th fret down behind it. All right. And just practice this part. All right. This is very similar to the lick he does in 5x8. All right, which I taught that lick in one of the other RENO-VATIONS videos, I think. But it's very similar to that, where we're doing double stop pull-offs. All right, so once you have that, you're on the 5th fret on the first and second strings. We're going to move this same lick, or the same part of this lick, to the 3rd and 2nd strings and do the exact same thing. So we're on the 7th fret on the 2nd or the 3rd and 2nd strings. So we're going to brush down, hold your fingers flat, and then up with the first finger on the 2nd string. All right, and then we're going to come back. Put your fingers on the 5th fret and pull off the 6th fret. These are all double stops, so remember, lay your fingers flat. All right, so it would sound like this. Very hard to get right. And I miss it most of the time myself, but especially going fast. But you want to strive to get that right and get those pull offs in there, because that's what it makes it sound so cool and so weird. is those double stop pull-offs. Whoop. All right. So once you have that down, what we're going to end the lick with, just walking down from this partial G, down 1 fret, and we're ending up in a D7 there. All right. Now, one of the things that I didn't show you was a lot of times before we do this lick, like I showed you, you start on the 7th fret. Don will add this open first string before the lick, so it gives it a little bit of a hop right before he starts the lick. So, for example, I'm going to play this 2 or 3 times and listen to see when I get through the lick the first time, and I'm getting ready to come back and do it again, I hit the first string again. So before I do the lick. So I hit that first string open, then come back. All right, so it's hard to detect, but it's there, and it adds a little something extra to it. So once you have this lick, you can add this to anything. Let's just say we're going to run through a typical, a lot of tunes go to E, you're in G, and it goes to E, it goes to A, it goes to D, and back to G. So let's just say we're doing something in G, and then we're going to go to E. So let's run through that same lick in an E chord. So we're going to come up to the 9th fret. All right. Let's do that again. I don't know if you heard it or not, but I was adding that extra note on the first string. Even when I'm playing in an E, I add that one extra note on the D string open. It doesn't matter which key you're in. I could play it in A flat or G sharp. All right. What we're doing is we're adding a little hop. Let's do it in A. You hear it? So Don does that a lot. I've explained that in a bunch of other videos where he adds open notes in between things. Just like this lick here I did before. I think I did this in one of the RENO-VATIONS videos. This lick here. I'm adding open notes in between the double stops. So anyway, that is a great lick to learn, and it's really an attention getter. If you're out in the wilds of a festival and you throw that lick in, people will notice that because hardly anybody does that, and it's really ear catching. So I hope you enjoy it, and if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email or a message.